When you see someone driving a nice car, a sports car, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, first thing that comes to your mind isn't, wow, that person driving that car is so cool. It's, wow, if I had that car, people would think I'm so cool. A paradox is defined as a seemingly absurd, contradictory statement or proposition which, when investigated, may prove to be well-founded or true. There's a paradox here in what I just described. People want wealth. People want to be wealthy in order to be liked and admired. But in reality, when you get that symbol of wealth, the car, the house, people won't use that symbol of wealth to admire you or like you as a person. They will use it as their own benchmark and desire to be liked and admirable. People will compare your wealth to what they could have, to what they could benefit from if they had the same wealth as you. Respect and admiration is what we really want. It's what we really want in this world. By having this luxury car or this house or these clothes, we want to be admired, we want to be liked, we want to be respected. But we're never going to get that respect through owning expensive cars or homes. Humility, kindness, and empathy will bring you much more respect than horsepower ever will. Let's say you buy a new pair of shoes. This pair of shoes was expensive. Jordan 4s. These Jordan 4s right here. I'll find some Black Cat Jordan 4s. They are really expensive. When you walk by and you get all these people staring at you, you get attention to yourself. Do you think that those people are thinking, wow, that is a cool person wearing those shoes right now? No. No one cares about you. They're caring about the shoes. They think the shoes are cool. They're thinking to themselves, oh my gosh, if I was wearing those shoes right now, I would look so cool. Again, it's an example that people use your possessions as a benchmark for themselves, not to look at you in a respectful and admirable way, not even recognize you as a person. They're only recognizing your possessions, not who you are. They're not respecting you, they're respecting the possession itself. They think the car is cool, they think the shoe is cool, they think the house is cool, but they don't think you are cool. So think about this, next time you see somebody in a flashy car, wearing these flashy pair of expensive sneakers or shoes, all the stares that they're getting from those shoes, from that car, isn't for them, it's for the possession, it's for the car, it's for the shoes. Your possessions don't determine your wealth. When we see a Ferrari driving out on the road, we intuitively think that the owner is rich. We presume that they are rich, they must be rich, they have this £100,000 sports car. But all we really know is that they have £100,000 less than they did before they bought that sports car. We don't know what their bank account looks like, we don't know what their brokerage statements are, we don't truly know how much money they currently have. We just know what they have lost by buying that car. We tend to judge people on their outward appearance, what we see them possessing, how we see them living in the outside world. We never actually know how much money they have or how wealthy they are. We just see their lifestyle. But true wealth is not what you see. You can't see wealth. What we perceive as wealthy these days is what we see on Instagram photos, what homes people live in, what cars people drive. Wealth is actually the nice cars that haven't been purchased, the diamonds that weren't bought, the watches that aren't worn, the first class upgrade which has been declined. You can't contextualize what you don't see. Singer Rihanna actually nearly went bankrupt and tried to sue her financial advisor. But during this trial, the financial advisor actually said, was it really necessary for me to tell Rihanna that if she spends her money on these things, that she'll be buying the things, not the money? The real answer is yes. Sometimes people do need to be told that you are not buying money. You are buying the things, and once you buy those things, you no longer have that money. When people say they want to be a millionaire, they don't mean they want to have $1 million or £1 million. What they mean is that they want to spend the £1 million, $1 million. We need to know the difference between rich and wealthy, what being rich is and what being wealthy is, because not knowing this difference may lead to poor financial and money-making decisions. The word rich, being rich, is your current income, how much you have right now. It's easy to identify rich people because in order to be rich, you have to have that income. You have to have the extent to which you can actually afford these nice cars and these nice houses. And it's not hard to spot rich people out because they make themselves really visible. They make themselves really obvious. They'll buy these flashy cars, they'll buy these homes, they'll buy these clothes to show that they have the income. And they have to have the income if they are spending it. But wealth, true wealth, is hidden. It's the income that is not spent. And it's the value of this income that you haven't spent, and the value of being able to be flexible and knowing that one day you can buy yourself more than what you have right now. It's knowing that if you wanted to, I could buy myself that Ferrari, I could buy myself that mansion, but choosing not to spend it. Diet and exercise actually could be used as a useful analogy here. There was a study conducted in America where they found that people actually overestimated the amount of calories they burn in a workout 4 times. They thought that they were burning 4 times the amount of calories than they actually were during a workout or during exercise. And then it was found that they would eat 2 times more calories than they burn in that exercise, which ultimately led them to not being able to meet their fitness goals and just eat back all the calories they just burnt in food the day they burn it. The fact is, you can quickly undo all this exercise that you've been doing just by overeating. Just by overeating the amount of calories and overestimating how much calories you're actually burning. Exercise is like being rich, where you think to yourself, okay, I've done that workout now, I'm now going to treat myself to going to McDonald's, eating this burger, eating these fries. You are just spending those calories that you've just worked so hard to burn, you are just spending them. Like you just worked for nothing, basically. Whereas wealth is turning down that meal, that burger, that McDonald's. It's turning it down and actually being able to burn those net calories. It's hard and it requires self-control, but it is what is such a distinct difference between being wealthy and being rich. And now the truth is, it's hard for us to find these wealthy role models because they're hidden. We only have the rich role models. And the reason why it's so hard to find these proper wealthy role models is because we see the car they are driving right now, not the car they could have bought. We see the house they're living in right now, not the house they could have bought, not the mansion they could have been living in if they truly wanted to. We don't see their bank accounts, we don't see their bank statements, we don't see what their daily expenditure is because it's hidden. And these are wealthy people that actually do tend to spend their high incomes. But then there's wealthy people who just don't spend on unnecessary luxury products at all. They might be driving a Ford Focus and actually have millions of pounds in their bank account, and you wouldn't know that. That's why it's really hard to find these role models and judge our own expenditure and our own habits and spending habits to these people, because we don't have a clear view of what their life is actually like, how they actually manage their money and what they actually spend it on. Deep down, I think many people want to be wealthy. Everybody wants to have that flexibility, that ability to spend the money when they can, and that ability to know that they can afford this car or this house if they wanted to. But it's so ingrained, it's so integrated into our society that when we have money, we must spend it, that it's hard to not follow that stereotype, to not follow what has been ingrained into our society, into our beliefs. Let's take, for example, authors. People would never know how to become these good authors, how to write, how to create these pieces of literature if there wasn't previous authors that they could have taken inspiration from and they could have learned from. And it's the same with wealthy people. If we're learning from these rich people who are just spending, we don't have these wealthy role models to look upon and actually be able to take inspiration from and learn from. So you have to keep this in mind, that the world is full of wealthy people who wouldn't even know they're wealthy because they don't spend their wealth, they don't spend their income, they keep it and they save it. And then there's people who are living paycheck to paycheck but live this fancy, extraordinary, rich lifestyle that it looks like they're living the time of their lives and having the best time as possible, but in reality are going back home and are in debt and struggling to even maintain all these luxury lifestyle necessities. So we need to keep that in mind when judging our own decisions and our own money-making decisions. And this is why this whole video has been based off of this book, The Psychology of Money. This book is what inspired me to make this video, and I used 2 chapters from it. I used chapter 8, Man in the Car Paradox, and chapter 9, Wealth is What You Don't See. This book is so good. What I just told you in this 10-minute video is pretty much word for word what I learned in this book, and I really recommend that you go and read this book because it's so good. That was just 2 chapters. If those 2 chapters really intrigued you, then this whole book, I've just been reading it, I'm nearly done, I'm over halfway done, and I can't recommend it enough. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you found this video useful. If you do want to learn more, if you want to learn more about saving money, how to be wealthy, this book by Morgan Housel, but I'll link it down below in my bio and you can check it out. Yeah, please, obviously, like always, give me any feedback or any videos that you would like to see from me. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.